Hello, my name is Antonio Davila. I would like to thank you for joining my video regarding the militarization of police. Militarization of law enforcement has become a very interesting topic in the United States, with different opinions depending on which political spectrum you side with. When you think of militarizing the police, you might think of something like this. Well, this is a very accurate representation of the topic at hand. Militarizing police has several pros and cons that has had a tremendous amount of backlash to it. Militarizing of police was pushed heavily in America after the terrorist attacks of 9/11. The War on Terror was an initiative that was started by George W. Bush and was set to aid the United States in preventing any further terrorist attacks. As Dr. Cynthia A. Brown provided in a great demonstration in her article, Divided Loyalties, Ethical for America's Law Enforcement in Post 9/11 America. She quoted George W. Bush in stating that every American is a soldier and every citizen is in this fight. She further reports that shortly after the attacks, the president stated, "We will direct every resource at our command, every means of diplomacy, every tool of intelligence, every instrument of law enforcement, every financial influence, and every necessary weapon of war to the disruption and to defeat the global war network." Ever since its inception, the militarization of police has received an abundance of bad publicity. The thought that police departments should move away from any militarized tactics, commonly referred to as paramilitary, such as the SWAT teams and riot control teams. Advocacy groups tend to believe and side with the idea that police departments or police officers should be servant members of society handling the more day-to-day issues is one of the main reasons for this discussion. Although they do have some truth to that, there are some situations, some accentuating situations that require a more aggressive approach that only militarized tactics can handle. Several advocacy groups aim to end the militarization of police by only touching on certain events that bring negative light to the results, such as serving everyday warrants on citizens and the common riot controls that have been occurring recently in our era. Author Araceli Marquez reported in her scholastic journal, The Rise of Police Militarization and Impact on Civilians, that some have argued that paramilitary forces have a detrimental effect because they fail to perform the core functions of police, which are maintaining law and order. Other advocacy groups have gone out and dissected the rate that militarized police have impacted certain racial groups, such as African American groups and Hispanics. According to Jessica Kettenstein in her scholastic journal, The Wars Are Here, How the United States Post 9/11 Wars Helped Militarize the U.S. Police, she wrote that SWAT teams, which derive tactics and equipment from the military, are disproportionately used against African American groups and Hispanic people in raids. Alongside Ms. Kattenstein's opinion, individuals are often criticizing militarization of police based on what they see in the news. Some of the largest news outlets are mass media productions that are considered Democrat, and they push their narratives of SWAT teams not being used accurately, the effects of racial groups being affected, and more than others, citizens losing trust in law enforcement. This is their opinion, obviously, and their choice to diminish militarization of police is a strong battle to go against. Putting aside any political spectrum, Philip Wyrick created a study in his scholastic journal, Police Militarization, Attitudes Towards the Militarization of American Police. This study projected views of several graduate students to a total of 103 to be exact. The breakdown of this survey was answered by 34 males, which was 33%, and 69 females, which was 67%. More of a breakdown would be 13 freshmen, 5 sophomores, 21 juniors, 28 seniors, and 36 graduate students were all participated in this research. The research showed that the evidence showing having a high positive and low negative attitude towards police, while having high confidence levels and low levels of fear towards police in this scenario. Overall, individuals across the United States are subject to have their own views and opinions. However, being a current service member of the government in a law enforcement agency, I strongly believe that militarizing the police is an imperative role for a safer America. This goes without saying that the process is not 100% perfect, but with constant training, I think this is a very valuable asset to have for everyone's safety. Once again, thank you for joining my video. I hope you appreciated the topic and the information that I provided. Thank you once again.